Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight I bring you something a little different. I am going to do a random ship challenge. For this challenge we have chosen all of our tier 7 ships. We scroll all the way to the right and we start coming all the way back to the left and we hit A at a random time with my eyes closed and we landed on none other than the Japanese cruiser Suzuya. Now, y'all know I am not a fire spamming kind of person, but boy did this happen at a perfect little opportunity. Now, I'm trying to find ways to mix it up, guys. I really am. I try to play a lot of different ships. I play battleships, cruisers, destroyers, doesn't matter. And each and every single time, I am probably the most aggressive person in the game, or at least up there in the top 10 most aggressive people in the game. It doesn't tend to end well when you're in a Japanese cruiser. But I think you guys are going to enjoy this. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is not your average kitey cruiser Suzuya game, okay? This is going to be a Spartan special Suzuya game. We gonna get up in there. And we are going to make some folks regret life choices. Alright? It's just the way it's gonna be. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't start this game off by going, yeah, I'm going to be super aggressive. I'm going to try to do things. No, I'm in a Suzuya. I got to try to play to the strengths of the Suzuya, which is keep my distance, burn things to the ground. That's the generality that is the Suzuya and pretty much every other Japanese cruiser. However, that's not the hand that we were dealt in this particular match. In this particular match, we have to be at the front because ain't nobody else going to do it for us. Like, how many times you get on a team and you're like, okay, I'm in this particular ship, I need to stay behind an island, I need to burn some stuff to the ground, and, you know, everything will work out in my favor. And then you get into the game, and then you got all of the teammates that refuse to move from the back of the freaking map, or they move up to a position where they can't spot anything, so you've got to do your own spotting as a kitey cruiser. It doesn't end well, right? Well, I'm about to show you that sometimes, if you use your noggin just a little bit, just a little bit, y'all know I only have like 2 brain cells to rub together, and sometimes one's on vacation. So, with that being said, we're going to get up in here, and I hope you guys are having a great night. Now, I'm trying to get back into, you know, positive videos. I enjoy making content, alright? I really do. But there are some times where, as a person, I get into a low zone where I just struggle personally to get motivation. And so I'm trying to reignite that motivation, that passion for making content for you guys, because it is what I enjoy doing. And I want to continue to do it for a long time, as long as you guys are willing to watch. Now, right off the bat, we get spotted by an Amalfi who's decided to go straight into the cap right off the bat, which is not ideal. We fire our guns at him, he smokes up, and then that means that I'm spotted for Massachusetts. Now, I don't think we need to be a rocket scientist to figure out how this fight's gonna end if I'm sitting broadside to a Massachusetts at 11 kilometers and a Japanese cruiser. Yeah, as soon as I see those guns turn towards me, I'm already turning as hard as this ship will turn. I'm like, nah, we ain't about that life, alright? You don't look at me, I will just, you know, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna go get some food. Hope you don't mind. Just, you know, go over here. Okay, look somewhere else. Okay, we good. Now I'm gonna turn back in. I'm gonna keep the guns firing. I'm hoping that I disappear in the near future. What I don't realize is that there's a freaking Sovietsky Suyas looking at me from the other side. This is the danger of tunnel visioning. However, fortunately for me, Sovietsky Suyas wasn't paying attention right away. Now, he's already salivating. This man is like, oh my god, I'm 9 kilometers from a broadside Suzuya, I'm gonna take this shot. Now, between the Sovietsky Suyas taking his shot, and I slowed down, I turned in, I managed to take as little damage as possible there. Could have been catastrophic. But I managed to take as little damage as possible, and then we get ourselves put into a good position to try to put as much fire on this guy as possible, and that's when a Chapiev comes around the corner, and this is no bueno either. So we immediately switch over from HE to AP, we get ourselves bow in, we get 3 turrets over the bow in a pretty solid formation, and this is not a good position to be in a Russian cruiser. You done up, okay, is what I'm saying. This Suzuya will ruin your existence. All right, you are flat broadside with an exposed citadel, and I've got all of the rounds, and these shells don't go around. And just like that, we put up 6 citadels and took all of his health, and then we get a fire on top of that. And unfortunately, the chappie does manage to heal and doesn't die, which is real unfortunate. And he puts out the damage con. But we go ahead, we try to lob the island. I know it says that we can't really lob the island, but we take it anyway on the Massachusetts. And a few of those shells do get through, but no fire, unfortunately. Now, here's where I start to run into a lack of faith in my team. And look at the people that are behind me. I have just ruined the chappie. I have just burnt the freaking Massachusetts to the ground. I got a lot of damage on the little Savetsky Soyuz. We're at 73,000 damage already. I just need a little help. So I'm trying not to push up. I'm like, okay, guys, can I get a little support? And the only one willing to support me is a goddamn Cleveland. Why is it that the 2 light cruisers are the ones that are actually up here trying to fight a freaking Savetsky Soyuz? Where have our battleships gone? Battleship captains, please. Oh, God. Nope. Yep, that was gonna hurt every single time. Fortunately, we get our rear guns around the island, and those freaking railguns, my God. The Suja is so freaking accurate. You cannot give this thing a broadside in a cruiser. You will not survive much. You just won't. It's not going to miss you. It's just not. It will stack multiple citadels every single time, and like that, we're up to 9 citadels. Ask that chappie about the AP potential of a Suja. Go ahead. I'll wait. Yeah, it's nasty. Now here, the Savetsky Soyuz, to his credit, is actually doing the right thing. He's doing his best to try to hide from me, which is absolutely the right decision to make here. And now, after we've done all of this to try to help everybody on our team push forward, now they decide to move forward, and the Savetsky Soyuz, while I'm trying to wait for him to reverse, thinking he was going to reverse, I decide to go ahead and torp at the Massachusetts, assuming he's going to stay close to the island, but we go ahead and we put some torpedoes out there, long-range Japanese cruiser torpedoes, and then that's when the Savetsky Soyuz decides he wants to go forward. He no longer likes living. He's going to go for the ram on our battleship, which actually was a great freaking move on his part. I don't know exactly how much health our battleship has, but both of the battleships are pretty healthy. Now you'll see I'm not paying attention to that fight at the moment. I probably could have done more to help here, but unfortunately by the time I do recognize that that's what's happening as I'm trying to set permafires on this Massachusetts, it's too late. Like, by the time I recognize it, the guy is already ramming our battleship. So, it is unfortunate. You can see right about now, yeah, you can see Savetsky Soyuz, a third of his health, and he's about to ram a full health battleship, which is our Bismarck. Now, you say what you want. There is a time and a place to ram a ship. And if you're trading a third of your health for a full health battleship, holy mother of God, is that one of those times where I have no problem with the ram in that situation. A lot of people give me flack because I'll call out, like, poor rams. That was a good one. And it's not just when it benefits me. That one clearly didn't benefit me, but we get the kill on the Massachusetts. That gives us our arsonist. This Amalfi, I'm not gonna lie, I fall for one of those things that I say never to do, guys. I thought that I would be able to kill this Amalfi pretty quickly. So I end up chasing this guy for a little while. And look at the score, guys. We currently have the points lead, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if we can manage to kill this Amalfi relatively quickly, we should be fine. And so I keep chasing him, I keep going a little further, and the next thing I know, the enemy is about to get into our base on the right side, which is going to deny us points, and that's also going to put our team in a disadvantage. Now, obviously, I've always said, don't chase kites. That is the only time that kiting works, is if you chase them, right? So here we get a couple of hits on this Amalfi. Almost fell for his torpedoes, but I knew that there was a likelihood that those little sea mines would be coming. The guy, they're slow as crap, but they do catch you off guard on occasion, and that was nearly one of them. But you can see we do get some hits here. We do get a fire on Amalfi, and I realized quickly here that, okay, I need to stop chasing this guy. Again, kiting only works if you chase them. Now we have a battleship that's about to go into the decap, which is good, and he's up against a Friesland, which he should be able to absolutely annihilate. Now this is an Iowa versus a Friesland up close. Friesland has no defense here. All he can do is try to get as much damage before he dies as possible. I have no idea why the Friesland picked this fight, but for whatever reason he thought up close and personal with a battleship was his best play here. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out for the Friesland. But also, our battleship is going to end up dead here. And not because of the Friesland, but because of the fact that the guys are going to be shooting him from the back. And he is going to be shooting at a Amalfi out in the distance and not paying attention to the guys across the map. Now, this is going to be another one of those situations where I really needed someone on my team to spot. I just needed somebody to spot, and we don't get that. Our battleship's doing a decent job trying to capture the base, but he's not going to be able to capture the base because he's not behind an island, and the Amalfi's not going to stay in his smoke for very long, so the Amalfi's going to be able to keep him spotted anyway, and that just means that everybody on the map's going to be able to focus him. Speaking of focus, you can see that both the Cleveland and I are focusing this Bismarck, which means he's not long for this world. You cannot, as a battleship, survive 2 light cruisers focusing you at high tiers. You just can't. The fires that you're going to get, the damage per minute that you're receiving is just insanity. So he makes the right choice here. He gets behind the island. He tries to get to a point where he can be dark. Now, here's where I potentially make a mistake. I go to the right because I want to use the islands for cover. I want to be able to get into a position where I can shoot over this island and continue to affect the enemy. My plane is the only thing keeping the enemy spotted at the moment. I say that as the Iowa's plane's up in the air too. I didn't realize that. But our planes are the only thing keeping these guys spotted right now. As soon as our planes go down, these guys are going to go dark. And our Republic needs will to rebuild right now, and I did not recognize that. I didn't think that the Republic was as hurt as he is. So I didn't see that at the time. This is one of those times where if I had helped him with will to rebuild, there's a chance that we managed to hold the enemy, or take the enemy out here. The Bismarck's low health. If we can keep the Republic alive, there's a good chance he helps us with the Bismarck and the Kronstadt. Whatever the heck it is. The Cronny. Because honestly, the biggest danger to me in this match isn't the battleships. They are the easiest thing for me to kill. That Kronstadt is absolutely horrific for me because he has fast, high-velocity shells, and they are nasty. And we're going to find that out later when we have no choice but to go out into the open. Now, our Republic is going out with our Cleveland to get will to rebuild, so maybe I didn't make the wrong decision after all, trying to get over here. You can see I am trying to shoot the Massachusetts here. We're trying to put ourselves in a good position, and eventually I'm going to be forced to move forward to spot those guys as they come into the middle to try to help give our team some sort of advantage. If my teammates can't spot, maybe I can be the one to spot, and we can try to DPM that rush together, because at this point we're losing the match. The Amalfi's running away, rightfully, at this point. He's securing that win. His team has 3 caps. As long as he lives, we lose this match. And you can see that the Republic actually does a significant damage hit on the Bismarck, but unfortunately, Kronstadt and Bismarck double team him and finish off our Republic. And that leaves just me and the Cleveland. And unfortunately, I'm in a position now where I'm caught between a Massachusetts, a Kronstadt, and a Bismarck, and every one of them is shooting at me. And that's just not going to last very long. As you can see, the Kronstadt catches me. And like I said, those railguns are very difficult to dodge. It's just like the French railguns from their cruisers as well, as we pick up our high cal on our dying breath salvo. Surprisingly, didn't get the fire on the dying breath. Usually, like a dying breath salvo of HE is usually like 1 or 2 fires every time. But unfortunately, not in this case. And this is just one of those games where I did everything that I could. And considering the premise of the video is, you know, just a random ship you go through with your eyes closed all the way through the ships and all the way back as far as you want, and then randomly hit the button at a different time and just play what you get. You never know. And it was a great game by the Kronstadt. Good plays by those two to stick together and you know, push through the mid, even though they didn't need to. But we ended up with 1,700 base XP. We did everything we could. Republic had a pretty solid game as well. Or no, it wasn't a Cleveland. It was Ochakov. That was towards the end. But Kronstadt, 4 kills, 2,800 base, absolute carry. And then he's got a battleship and the Amalfi that managed to get 2,000 base XP as well. But 2 of their teammates had 8 kills between the 2 of them. That's a carry, folks. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you like this kind of a premise for a video? And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.